Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh my god you guys, I am so beyond excited for today's brand new video. I just want to jump right into it. Today's video has been literally the most highly requested video probably ever from you guys, and something that I've wanted to do for a very long time as well, ever since I announced the palette, and that is, well, this is gonna be the fastest intro ever. Full face of makeup using only my palette. If you sisters know me, you would know that I love a good competition and I never ever back down from a challenge. I always go above and beyond and I really do not like losing. So not even gonna lie, when I first read this comment, I was a little bit nervous about doing this challenge, but after kind of looking at the full palette and planning everything out in my head, I do think that I actually will be able to slay this challenge. Of course, there will be a few complications along the way when it comes to like foundation and other things like that, but we're gonna get through them together. All that being said, I am so excited to dive in, so without further ado, let's unleash our inner artist and do a full face of makeup using only my palette. Alright you guys, so to make sure that I sisters slay this challenge today, I think I'm gonna go in the same order as my normal makeup routine and just replace each step along the way so I don't miss any. And of course, you guys know first, I always do my foundation to lay down a light base. Now, looking at this palette, we have already run into a little bit of an issue. Now, you and I are sisters, so let's be honest with each other. We all know that I'm not exactly the best when it comes to matching my foundation. There's no need to talk about it, thanks. So if I was to use one of the shades in the palette, my options are either bright white, bright yellow, orange, which happens a lot regardless, and super pale, none of which really seem to be viable options. So I posted a poll on my Instagram story and I asked you guys, I said, should I start off with my base already on camera and just do every other step after using only the palette, or should I not cheat and literally just skip foundation? And by literally a 2% vote, don't cheat, no foundation won with 51%. So I guess we are doing a no foundation makeup look today. I'm not exactly sure how that is gonna work out. I am having a pretty good skin day today, thank God, but I am definitely very red. So hopefully this like calms down during the process of the video. Regardless, I guess we're gonna move on to the next step already. Okay, so after foundation, we have concealer, which I cannot do. And then after concealer, we have powder, which I can do, but there's no point if I'm not actually setting anything in place. So after powder, I guess we're already on to contouring. So we definitely have a lot of options when it comes to bronzing, but that is going to be the next step. So to contour, I'm gonna grab my M405 brush. This is in my brush set and dip into the shade, I think Punch Me might be a pretty good contouring color. It is one of the only cool tone browns in the palette. So let's try that. Kind of good. Okay, a little bit more. Just a slight chisel. Okay, down for this. I think I want to keep it pretty light when it comes to the face makeup, just because a lot of contour and blush and highlight might look a little bit strange over top of my normal skin when there's no base underneath to even everything out. Oh my god, you guys, my face actually might match my body for once. Okay, this is already not looking the best because this shade is very cool toned, but my face is very red and they're kind of mending together to already make orange. Do I even want a bronze? Oh, maybe we'll just go light. Lastly, before I go into the bronzer, I'm just gonna grab the E62. This does come in my brush set. It is the custom brush that I made, and I use this one for nose contouring. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit more Punch Me and just go right down the side of the bridge. Oh god, that does not look good. Oh my god. I guess the good thing about not having foundation was that I can literally just rub it off if it looks stupid. What are those? Oh, it's my glasses marks. You're literally kidding me. People who wear glasses truly know the struggle. Like, these red marks are permanently embedded into my skin forever. And I've been wearing these contacts all day long. Like, how rude. That looks not good. It's okay, we're gonna make it work. To bronze, I'm gonna grab my M527 brush and dip into the shade Code James. Now, this shade is very pigmented. So what we're not going to do is make me look orange. Oh, too late. Oh. God. Okay, oh my god, you guys really got me up to this whole no foundation thing. Jesus. Maybe if I just like really blend it out, it won't be, oh, that's bad. Oh my god, you know what is good about this though? Oh, watch this, I'm gonna grab a makeup wipe. If I go like this. Oh, nice and chiseled. Doesn't look good. For blush, I'm gonna grab my E4 brush and dip into the shade Literally, which is this metallic pinky peach shade. This is one of my all-time favorite shades in the palette, and I feel like this one is getting overlooked a little bit in some of the reviews that I'm seeing, so I wanna show her some love. The shade is so beyond beautiful, and I added it to the palette to be a perfect kind of blushy shade to mix together your bronzer and your highlighter. It is like, oh my god, I'm obsessed. She's looking a little intense. I think I'm gonna lay down like a light coat of highlighter too, just to kind of get the face going. So I'm gonna make my face a quick spritz of the Prep and Set setting spray. Favorite thing literally in the entire world. You guys need this in your lives. And I'm gonna grab the shade Face on my M501. This comes in the brush set. Okay, let's pop her on there. A little bit above the brow bone as always. Love a good glow here. Like, can you imagine what it would be like to actually have like good even skin and to be able to do this and it looked like not disgusting? Then a little bit right down the tip of the nose as well. This highlighter is really intense when you don't have a base underneath it. Oh my God. I'm gonna come back to the base later on and see if there's anything that we can do to kind of fix it. So next step is going to be the brows, and I'm already a little bit concerned about this step, not even going to lie. My Anastasia Brow Wiz is my favorite pencil in the entire world, and whenever I get asked in interviews,
if you could bring 3 makeup products on a deserted island, what would they be?
that is always the first one that I say because I literally have had quite the brow transformation and using any other products triggers me, including brow powders, which I absolutely hate. So an eyeshadow is really not any different. For the brows, I'm gonna grab my M158 brush. This also comes in the brush set and dip into the shade T in the top right-hand corner. This is a cool tone dark brown shade, and I'm going to fill in the brows. I'm gonna start by sketching the tail and then drawing the bottom line. I'm trying to keep a very, very light hand because I definitely do not have a lot of cool tone brown options in the palette, and I want to be able to like actually layer it up and add dimension so I don't have Sharpie brows. So to do that, I think I pretty much only want to define the tail. This is actually a pretty good color for my brows. Just gonna use the end of that brush to kind of blend anything in the front of the brow. Okay, come on, that's not that bad. Okay, let's try it on the other brow as well. Sorry you guys, I'm literally being so quiet. I just know that I don't really have many options when it comes to making this look good. So I'm trying to actually focus. Clearly makeup has no rules, but this is why I will never understand how people do their eyebrows first before anything else, because this looks literally crazy. Oh my God. Ready to move on. So moving on, we have the next step, which is going to be, of course, the eyeshadow, which is my favorite part of the entire routine, where we get to use the palette for what it's actually intended for, to look really good and fresh. I decided not to cheat and do no foundation in honor of you guys, but when it comes to this, I am going to cheat and I am going to use just a little bit of an eyeshadow base. This one is the P. Louise base. This is literally one of the best bases in the entire world. I learned about this product from a lot of my favorite international artists, such as Mama Mitchell and Stacey Marie MUA and Kaylee. They're all so incredibly talented and it works really well for all of them. I've had nothing but amazing results with this as well. And I know a lot of you guys were concerned about the fact that I recommended an eye primer or like a MAC paint pot. This product right here is a super, super great alternative as well. Gonna use a little bit of this to clean up the eyebrow using the M410 brush. This one does come in my brush set. And then with one of the flat concealer brushes from the brush set, this is the M224. I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of that from the back of my hand, and I'm going to tap off any excess and use this with just little patting motions all across the eyelid, just to lay down a light base for the look that I'm going to do. So since we're keeping it pretty neutral on the shades that we're using when it comes to my face, clearly, I do want to go in and play with a few different colors when it comes to the actual eyeshadow. Why not? Let's unleash our inner artists together. I think I want to do like a sunset smoky eye moment with a blue and purple on the lid. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna do that and hope that it looks good. All right, so I just went ahead and zoomed you guys in a little bit more so we can focus on the eye look together and make sure we get all the details. I'm first gonna grab my M456 brush and dip into a little bit of a mix of the shades Cola and Escape and just pack this literally right on that outer V. I'm not gonna put too much on here because I have a lot of colors that I need to fit in this eye look today, and the last thing that I want is for it to get really, really messy. Next, I'm gonna take another M456 brush and dip into the shade Single, which is the bright purple. And I'm going to use this shade to diffuse out that edge, making sure to keep this once again very, very low to the eyelid because we have a lot of colors. I'm basically laying this purple right over top of those two dark shades just to kind of diffuse the edges. Going back into the other brush and just adding in some of the darkness again. Next, grabbing an M433 to continue the sunset, I'm gonna grab the shade You're Kidding, literally my favorite red in the entire world. And I'm just going to buff out once again that line. I'm trying to go in with a little bit of a light hand because this red is insanely pigmented and I still have a few more colors that I need to add over top of it, so I don't want it to get too high up. Just once again using those stamping and patting motions to get the pigment on there first, and then just lightly going over to blend it out. Going back in with Single to make sure we don't lose that purple in that blend. Next, I'm gonna grab yet another M456 and dip into the shade 518, and this is the bright neon orange, and I'm going to diffuse out the red. And I am definitely taking my sweet time, especially since we're getting close to the eyebrow. I do not want all the colors to get muddy. And then finally, just a little bit more of Single. Lastly, I'm gonna grab a little bit of B on an M514 brush and just use this to buff out that final orange edge. So now that the eye situation is finally figured out, oh my God, not wearing foundation, literally not the move. I think I want to do a pop of blue on the actual eyelid. So, I should probably cut the crease first. I'm first gonna dip into the shade Acapella on my M124 and give it a quick spritz of my setting spray. And I'm going to first pat this right on the outer area of the lid. Just kind of patting and wiggling that shade right on there. Gonna pull it in probably about to halfway on the lid as well. And bringing that right up to that cut crease line. And then with whatever's left, I'm just gonna go in and lightly wiggle that brush in between the transition area just to kind of get these two to blend together. I'm gonna go back in with my original brush that I used literally first and a little bit of cola just to pat over that transition, just make sure it's nice and smooth. And then with that same brush, I'm gonna dip into the shade Hello, which is the bright metallic teal shade, a little bit more of the setting spray, and I'm gonna tuck this shade on the inner half of the eyelid. And then to blend them together, I'm just gonna start tapping over that border with whatever is left of Hello. Last but finally not least, because why not, I'm just gonna dip into a little bit of artistry on my finger, and I'm just gonna tap this right over top of my lid. For the lower lash, I'm gonna start off with a little bit of You're Kidding, just right up against the lash. And then just a little bit of B to blend that right out. With the little cute mini M152 brush, two of these come in the brush set, I'm gonna grab a tiny little bit of Escape and use this. Finally, last but not least, just to tuck this right up against that lash line for a little bit of dimension and to connect it in to that outer little wing that we created. To complete this eye look, I'm just gonna grab one last pencil brush and dab into the shade B, and I'm gonna place this kind of really heavily into the inner corner. And then with a tiny little detail brush, this one is not even in the brush set, I don't know where I even found this, I'm gonna dip into a mix of the shades Ring Light and So Good, give it a quick little spritz, and I'm going to tuck this shade right on top of that yellow. Love when my shadows are too pigmented. Just gonna grab a little bit of B and go right over that just to kind of dull it down a little bit. Never thought I would say that when it comes to an inner corner highlight. I'm gonna use that same exact mixture and pop a little bit on the brow bone. And I think finally, that is one eye all complete. Oh my God, you guys, I don't know why that took me so long. I still struggle with Sunset Smoky Eyes every single time I do them. I genuinely just don't understand how some people can fit so many colors in such a short amount of space. Like literally this tiny little space has to have eyebrow highlight and yellow and orange and red and magenta and purple and darker purple. Like how? How do you do that? I don't know, clearly. But this is looking like okay. Is it my best? No. Is it my worst? Definitely not. So in that case, I am happy and ready to move on to the other eye, which I'm now going to do off camera so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me for another 2 hours. Be right back. All right, hello, I am back and those are both eyes all done and complete. And now I am definitely ready to move on. There really isn't a whole lot left to this look that I'm able to do with the palette, but we're going to try. So I think the one thing that I really want to address is my splotchy skin. As I put more and more and more makeup onto my actual eyes, it became very apparent that I was not wearing any base makeup. Like I said, I am very much not used to this. I wish I had even skin because this look is so beyond beautiful and I wish that I could rock this and feel confident while doing it, but I really just don't. So I do want to do a little bit of like covering if I possibly can. What I'm gonna do is grab a beauty blender that I wet in the sink but completely wrung out, like there was literally zero moisture in this, and dip into the shade Canvas. It is like the pale kind of eyelid setting shade, and I'm gonna put this on here and see if this does any good job. Oh, we'll be doing a lot of this. Oh my God, here we go. Oh my God, I literally should have covered my entire face with this. I cannot believe that I did not try this out earlier. I think that I probably assumed that Canvas was too light for my skin tone, but clearly it is not, and of course we can always adjust it with bronzer. I don't know where my mind was during this. I really should have thought of this as well because I've been watching a few reviews, and what was so cool is I actually saw a few different girls using the kind of Tune, which is the kind of peachy banana shade, as an under eye setting powder for darker skin tones. So genius. It is literally so cool watching so many different people test out different techniques. So if you are of a similar skin tone to me and you happen to be doing the full face using only one eyeshadow palette challenge, Canvas is a great foundation color. I think just for funsies, I want to add some fake freckles to this look. One, because they're really, really cute, and two, because they're going to distract from my other skin that's going on. So I'm going to grab a tiny little liner brush. This is the E37, and dip into T. This might be a little bit dark. Let's see. not tea. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll do a few of them in tea. So like for the darker ones, let's see. Just placing a little tiny dots everywhere. To add a little bit of like a sunburn effect, I'm gonna grab a little bit of Punch Me and dipping into the tiniest little bit of 10% off, and I'm just gonna pop that right over top. I'm just gonna like splot that on. Okay, so that is the face pretty much all complete, and I guess the last and final step is going to be the lips, which I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna grab an M124 brush once again and dip into the shade Mary, which is probably like the best nude lip shade in this palette, and see what happens. Oh my god. You're kidding! I will say this is very hard to get a precise line. This lip color is gross, but it's a lip color. Maybe if I do, okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of flashback maybe in the middle. Gonna put flashback everywhere rather. This is literally only working because my lips are so dry right now. Maybe a little shimmer will make it look kind of glossy. Oh my god. Alright sisters, and I think that is this full face using only my palette all complete. Like I said in the beginning of this video, going into this challenge today, I was a little bit nervous because you guys know I go big or go home and everything, and I do not like to lose, but once I actually kind of examined the entire palette and figured out what I wanted to do, I was a lot more confident and ready to go. That being said, I am very, very pleased and proud of the finished result today. I think this looks so incredibly beautiful, and it's honestly hard to tell that I did this with no other products, but getting here was definitely not easy. I feel like I would have flown through this challenge and not had literally any issues had I just done canvas all over the face first. I don't know why, but I just did not think of it, and my brain literally cannot work on makeup backwards. I just have to have a base on, which is what I feel like really threw me off. The contour and highlight and blush could be a little bit better, a little bit sister splotchy, but like I said, if I had a base on, probably wouldn't be having that issue. Same thing with the eyebrows. It didn't really have anything to stick to, so they look like okay, not the worst brows, definitely not the best brows I've ever done. Anastasia, sweetie, I'm so sorry that I betrayed you for this video. As for the actual eyeshadow, I don't know why I was sister struggling to do a sunset half cut crease. I do these types of looks all the time, but for some reason I just could not blend it today. That being said, the finished result I think is so incredibly beautiful. I am in love with this eye look, and I think it highlights both the blue shades and all the warm tones in the palette so incredibly beautifully. I definitely think that adding the fake freckles were a really great touch. I cannot believe that using a dark brown shade like tea literally worked for this, but I used it very lightly, and I definitely do think it distracted from some of the splotchy skin, so really glad I added that. And for the lips, I cannot believe that this even stuck, period. Definitely does not look amazing, would not walk out of the house with these lips on, but that being said, for Literally Begin eyeshadow palette, not bad. Regardless of how this finished look turned out though, I had so much fun doing this challenge. Oh my god. You guys know I love pushing myself, so thank you so much to everybody who suggested this. I definitely want to do this again in the future, and if you guys decide to do this challenge, please tweet me photos. I would love to see what kind of looks you guys can come up with, literally using just the palette. If you enjoyed this video today, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe if you have not already. Come join the sisterhood. We are over 10 million sisters strong, and I'd love to have you join the family, and also click that bell icon so you can get a notification every time I upload a brand new video. If you'd like to follow me on my makeup journey and see more colorful looks like this and lots more makeup challenges, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They're both just James Charles, and my Snapchat for more behind the scenes type stuff is James Charles with an extra S after Charles. This video's sister shout out goes to sister Tatiana. Thank you so much, love, for always following and supporting. You know I love you literally so much. And if you'd like to be the next video's sister shout out, don't forget to always retweet my video links when they go live on Twitter. Alright you guys, I think that is all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out both Morphe.com and Ulta.com as well, and make sure you sign up for the mailing list to be able to grab the palette whenever it comes back in stock. It is literally flying off the shelves. Oh my god, I cannot thank you guys enough for all your support. Make sure to grab it so you can unleash your inner artist. Alright you guys, I think that is all I have for today's brand new video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!